You've spent months, maybe even years, perfecting your English. You've mastered complex grammar. You've learned impressive vocabulary. You write and rewrite essays, pouring all that effort onto the page. But when you get your score report back, you see that same frustrating number. A flat, disappointing than 6.5. It feels like you're hitting a wall, and it's incredibly frustrating. I understand. Let me tell you a secret the best test takers know. The reason you're stuck has almost nothing to do with your English ability. It's because you are failing the one test that matters more than anything else to the examiner. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to pass it. This is the key to unlocking a higher score. First, I want you to imagine the IELTS exam as a courtroom. The examiner is the judge, and you are the lawyer. The essay question is the judge's direct and very specific instruction. Let this idea sink in. A courtroom, a judge, a lawyer. Now, imagine the judge asks you to defend your client's actions on a Tuesday, but instead, you give a brilliant, powerful speech about what your client did on Wednesday. What happens? You lose the case. It doesn't matter how good your speech was, you didn't follow the instructions. This is exactly what most students do in the exam. They are losing the case before they even start because they are not answering the specific question they were given. The official name for this is task response. It is the single most important factor in your writing score. Let's repeat that. The single most important factor. So how do we move from being a frustrated candidate to a strategic one? We use a proven and powerful method, the question-proof essay plan. This plan has 3 steps that will become your most valuable tool in the writing exam. We are going to walk through the first 2 steps right now, slowly and carefully, to ensure you understand them perfectly. The very first thing you must do when you see the essay question is to deconstruct it. This is the foundation of a high-scoring essay. You need to act like a detective and find the hidden micro-questions that are inside the main prompt. You are not just reading the question anymore. You are dissecting it to understand the examiner's true demands. Let's use a classic exam prompt as our example. It says, "Discuss both these views and give your own opinion." Now a Band 6 student reads that and just starts writing about the general topic. But a Band 8 student sees 3 distinct questions that need to be answered. The first micro-question is about the first viewpoint. The second micro-question is about the second viewpoint, and the third and most critical micro-question requires you to state your own personal and decisive opinion. Take a moment to think about that. 3 separate questions, all in one sentence. To get a high score, you must answer all 3 of them. Once you have identified these micro-questions, we move to the second step of the plan. This is where we build the structure of your essay. This step is all about creating a perfect, high-scoring blueprint before you write. This blueprint ensures your essay is balanced, logical, and directly answers the question. It's the key to good coherence and cohesion, which is another major scoring category. Your blueprint will look like this. You will begin with an introduction that introduces the debate. Then, your first main body paragraph will be dedicated only to discussing the first view. After that, your second main body paragraph will be dedicated only to discussing the second view. And finally, you will write your conclusion. This is where you will summarize the main points and, most importantly, clearly state your final opinion on the topic. This structure is simple, powerful, and it is foolproof. It guarantees that you have answered every part of the question the examiner gave you. We have now deconstructed the prompt and built our essay's blueprint. Let's move to the third and final step of the question-proof plan. This is the step that makes your argument crystal clear to the examiner. This step is all about signaling your answer. You need to act as a confident guide, leading the examiner through your logic so there is zero confusion about what you are doing. You achieve this by using what we call signposting language. These are powerful phrases that introduce your paragraphs and ideas. They're like road signs that tell the examiner exactly where you are going and prove that you are answering their question directly. They make your essay easy to follow and immediately signal a well-organized writer. For example, for your first body paragraph, you can begin with a clear signpost. Then, for your second body paragraph, you use another signpost to introduce the contrasting viewpoint. This creates a logical flow. Finally, when you get to your conclusion, you must use a strong signpost to introduce your own opinion. This is non-negotiable for a high score. You must be decisive. So let's put this all together. When you walk into that exam hall, you now have a choice. You can be the student who feels that familiar wave of panic, who reads the question and just starts writing, hoping for the best. Or you can be the strategist, the student who takes 3 to 5 minutes to calmly execute this 3-step plan. You will deconstruct, you will build your blueprint, and you will prepare your signals. You will then write with complete confidence, knowing that every single sentence you write is deliberately earning you points. This single shift in strategy is the fundamental difference between another disappointing 6.5 and the band 7, 8, or even 9 that you are truly capable of achieving. This framework is the foundation of high-scoring essays.